Oh shoot, it's Halloween. I gotta say something scary. You accidentally dismantled your level 7 skill. Well, Halloween is here, and we've got some events for it, and Top War added some stuff that's pretty familiar compared to some of our other events, but also added a twist on it, and added something new altogether. I gotta say, I'm really excited with the type of events that they're coming out with, and they even added a brand new base skin that you could get for free. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get into that momentarily. We'll start off with the Pumpkin Harvest event. This event has 6 missions that you can complete every day for rewards, including logging in, spending VIT, doing radar missions, dark forces, premium recruits, as well as making any in-app purchase no matter the price, so big or small, and you'll complete that. Now, the reason I wanted to start with this event is there are 2 items of note that you get that are related to some of the other events that we'll be talking about later in this video. One would be the Halloween Lollipop related to the Halloweenopoly event, and the other one is the mini pumpkins related to the Joyful Halloween event. You'll definitely want to log in every day and complete all these missions to maximize the amount of rewards. These are basically free rewards, so make sure you grab them. However, Top War, of course, is trying to make money, so you can light the jack-o'-lanterns and double the rewards you get for this event. Lighting the jack-o'-lanterns actually means buying a pack for $5, or equivalent to the 300 gem pack, and it'll double your rewards for the rest of the event. Now, if you've lit the jack-o'-lantern, this doesn't only affect the pumpkin harvest, it also affects the Joyful Halloween event. As you can see here, through each tier you can get various rewards. Normally you can only get the 1 column of rewards on the left, however, if you've lit the jack-o'-lanterns, you can get the 2 additional rewards on the right side of each tier. These tiers are unlocked by gaining the mini pumpkins from that pumpkin harvest event, so you'll definitely want to log in and get those rewards. There are a lot of goodies in here. Most notably would be the Halloween lollipops. There's a few decors, skills, recruit vouchers, things of that nature. But also, if you manage to complete this, it acts very similar to the Selena event that came out a little while ago in the way that even if you get the 4,000 points needed to max the whole thing out, you can still gain additional rewards afterwards. As you can see here at the bottom, it's a little confusing. It says 1,500 to the left. However, on the right, in the description, it says for each 500 you get, you'll get an extra reward. I'm not entirely sure what this means. It may mean that you don't get an extra reward until you hit 1,500, and then every 500 after that you get an additional reward. It's not much, but it's an extra premium recruit voucher as well as 2 small VIT caps for every 500 points you get. I'm always happy to see that the event can still have some use after you've quote-unquote completed it. It's nice to get those rewards rather than it just be another tab that's clogging up your feed. Now we'll move on to a completely brand new event that I gotta say, I really like the idea of it and I hope they continue to add this in the future, but that would be the Halloweenopoly, obviously a play on Monopoly. In this event, you spend the Halloween lollipops that you get from some of the other events and you're able to roll a dice. Now for each lollipop you have, you can either roll 1 dice or you can roll 2 dice if you're also willing to pay 80 gems along with it. Now, the way this works is as you land on a tile, the tile gains experience. As you can see, some of my tiles are blue and say 0 out of 1. If I were to land on them, they'll turn purple and then they'll be 0 out of 3. And then if I land on it 3 times, so each time you land on it, it'll be 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, and then of course 3 out of 3. Once you get 3, it'll turn into an orange tile. Now I have seen screenshots of some other people's boards, and the orange ones will turn red after you've managed to land on them 6 times. The colors seem to be very similar to the daily tasks. As you can see here, 5 stars is the orange as well as 6 stars is the red. It seems to follow this same color coordination. Now there's another way that you're able to add experience to these. As you can see, there's the arrow in the top portion of the board. Every time you pass this, it's essentially like passing Go in Monopoly. It will give experience to 3 random tiles. So you can get experience for tiles that you've never landed on. Also, you'll notice that there are 3 question marks on here. These are basically chance squares, similar to the game Monopoly, where a random thing happens. In my personal experience, what it has done is during my next roll, it says it'll give me 2 or 3 extra experience for whichever block I land on. So if I landed on a purple block that's 0 out of 3, there's a good chance it's turning into an orange block. Now, I have heard of other people that have actually gone backwards as a result of these. It's just like Monopoly. They're chance squares. You never know what's going to happen. Now, the reason that you may want to pay gems to roll, of course, if you roll the 1 dice, it's a 6-sided dice, so you can move up to 6 squares. If you roll 2 dice and you're willing to pay those gems, you can move up to 12 squares. And the benefit to this is you pass Go more often. As you pass Go, you get more experience for all those squares, so the squares you land on are more likely to give you better rewards. As you land on these, they give you different types of rewards, such as the Halloween pumpkin chest that you can just open for some random rewards, such as tech chests, gold containers, as well as candles. We'll get to the candles in one of the next events, but this is very important. You're definitely going to want to collect as many candles as possible. You can also get gems and some other rewards from landing on these tiles. Now there's also achievements, such as doing as many laps around the board as you can, landing on orange squares, triggering the random events, which are those question mark chance squares, rolling numbers less than 4, as well as rolling numbers more than 4. So if you're rolling 2 dice, you may have a little bit of trouble rolling less than 4. However, I think the benefits of getting around the map as quickly as possible tend to outweigh the costs. But these achievements are very important because if you manage to complete 20 of these achievements, you'll get enough points to unlock the PKN 2021 race car Q skin. This will give you a 10% March speed bonus, so it acts just like any other Q skin. So if you don't have one already, you'll definitely want to hop onto this. I also think it looks better. Actually, it looks a lot better than that free one they were offering a little while ago, that motorcycle looking one. I don't like it. This looks awesome. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, you can click the tiles to see what kind of rewards you're going to get, and pray that you land on one of the tiles with those Halloween candles. Now, before we get to the last Halloween tab, which is the Halloween store, let's go ahead and talk about the Heartthrob event, or Throbkins. I gotta say, I wish they'd change the root word away from throb, because maybe it's just an English thing, but it's weird. Let's just say it's weird. But this is gonna act exactly like any other Heartthrob event, except of course they look like pumpkins that float and glow green. Spooky. But as you attack these, you're able to get the Throb vouchers as well as the shiny gold chest, just like you would from any other Throb event. However, there has been an update. If you are joining rallies, not the one creating it, but you're the one joining it, they did put a limit similar to the Warhammer event. You can only join 50 Heartthrobs per day. However, if you're the one starting the rally, you can do as many of those per day as you want and still get rewards. It's just if you're just joining someone else's rally, you can only do 50 of those per day since the update. Now, moving on to the Halloween store, the reason those Heartthrobs were so important, or Throbkins were so important, is because you can use their vouchers to purchase these Halloween candles. It should be noted, though, unfortunately, you can only get 50 Halloween candles throughout the entirety of the event, as that is what the store limits you to. And the Halloween candles are the only way to obtain the brand new base skin, the Midnight Castle. If you can get 999 of these candles, you'll be able to unlock the base skin. Of course, the majority of these candles are going to come from the Halloweenopoly event if you land on a tile that gives you candles, or if you land on a tile that gives you those Halloween pumpkin chests, there's a chance that you can get 100 candles out of that. So it's going to be your main source of candles, and personally is going to be my favorite buy out of the Halloween store, because base skins are always good. However, I did make a joke at the beginning of this video about how this is technically free. I was talking with some of my buddies in the server. I do have some doubts on whether or not a free-to-play player is going to be able to obtain this skin, unfortunately. And the reason for that is, to do the Halloweenopoly event, you need those Halloween lollipops, and there's a lot of lollipops that are behind the paywall with the lighting the jack-o'-lantern for the $5 pack, or the equivalent to the 300 gem pack, or, buying the lollipops straight from the value packs, which, something of note, I did notice the amount of money you spend and the lollipops you get back, the rates get worse as you get to the more expensive packs, so you actually get more lollipops for your money for the cheaper packs, and as you start spending more, you get less lollipops for the amount of money you're spending. So something to keep in mind. I can't say I'm surprised, but I am disappointed. But due to how hard these lollipops for the Halloweenopoly event are to get without paying, I am a little worried that the free-to-play players aren't going to be able to get the skin. However, don't let me discourage you. You've got 7 days for the event. I think everybody should at least give it a go. But if at the end of the event you don't have enough for the base skin, there's still some other worthwhile things getting in here, such as the level 3 skill choice chests or the base decor choice chest. You have 11 decor that you can choose from in here, or 3,000 gems. I would do the decor over the gems, but those are some other things you can get, as well as shards, exclusive skill shards, things like that. Now, the base skin itself, the equipping bonuses aren't the best in the game, but I think they're fair for a base skin that can technically be obtained for free. Especially if a free-to-play player gets a hold of this, I think these are pretty good buffs for someone who doesn't have a base skin. But I think the holding in stock bonuses are pretty dang good. Now, the 5% attack bonus ain't going to do you much, but it's got a 5% gather speed increase, and more importantly, it has a plus 10 capacity to your first garage, dock, and hangar. Especially for us Navy or Air Force mains, this is always welcome. I do think Top War did take a step in the right direction with these kind of events, so I hope they do come out with more stuff like this. And if you like the events that they put out, don't forget to go let them know in the Discord. They get a lot of hate when they screw something up, and I'm not saying it's unjustified. Don't worry, I've been there too. Believe me, I've been part of the mob. But we also need to tell them when they're doing something right, so it encourages them to keep doing it. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, and as always, have a frightful night.